And as far as, I don't want to forget the losing the luggage.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the new.
yeah.
I bought the new. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name.
Or not AirPods. Apple.
The Apple GPS trackers.
Yeah.
That just came out.
Yeah.
Oh, take it, put it right in each, hidden compartment in your backpack and your stuff, and then you just track it. So if our bags are going to be lost, I knew exactly where they were. If someone stole the backpack,
Pro
put a laptop on it, I could track. I could literally run and track because they have barriers to where if they go so many feet outside your radius, it sends you an alarm. So if someone grabbed my backpack, I would know and be able to, but it's hidden. So I'd be able to track. Now, what happened when I got there to this thief or whatever, still be a question. I mean, I don't know what, I don't. But
reach over there and grab.
Grab the red thingy.
Yeah, this orange.
Yeah. So the
orange thingy.
So this, just major travel tip. This is called Skyroam. And what it does is you do a worldwide plan or you do a USA based plan. But what it does is it turns any strong Wi-Fi signal of any major carrier or cell signal into Wi-Fi. So it has a cellular scanner built in. And if AT&T happens to be the strongest one in your region, great, it uses AT&T. And then it may switch to Verizon or whatever. But it grabs those cell signals. Sometimes, a unification of them, but it turns it into Wi-Fi for you and your devices.
Wow.
So we went, all those countries that we named, even in, where were we? Angola? No, where were we? Montrose? What's below Croatia?
Montenegro.
No, Montenegro. Okay, we were in the Highland Mountains of Montenegro and still got high-speed Wi-Fi.
Wow.
And
no
the
cell
thing
phone
is,
carriers, no swapping out the.
Yes, that's it. Like they're always like, how do you do your cell phone?
Right.
Your cell phone plan at international, like AT&T is like $10 a day and you can whatever, no roaming or what have you. We maybe 10 times had to turn on that portion because we stayed connected to Wi-Fi. We make sure that it was charged, stick it in our bag, and we could roam and have full signal.
Oh, that's amazing.
So we could text, we could call.
As far
Wi-Fi.
as data goes, you go into your phone ahead of time and you go into the cell signal part and you just go app by app. Don't use cell, don't use cell, don't use cell, don't use cell.
Right.
And then you leave Wi-Fi on for everything. Wi-Fi is there or in your hotel, Airbnb, wherever you're staying, coffee shop, whatever, and turn your massive updates off for iPhone. And it sounds like, I can't keep track of all that. Actually, once you get that set, it's pretty easy. When you go into a coffee shop, you're like, oh, I'm getting coffee, free Wi-Fi, get all my huge updates.
Right.
Keep the Wi-Fi here. And then you can keep cell on if you need it for texting or whatever. We didn't even think about it after 3 weeks.
And WhatsApp. That was kind of our lifeline to the family and the kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, we had, with our iPhones, you can do iMessage, but pictures are big. So when we wanted to share pictures, WhatsApp automatically condenses everything down.
Yeah.
And so we were able to receive their pictures. They could receive ours without a lot of bandwidth.
But I'll tell you something else too, that matches is when we travel, we want to fit in kind of wherever we go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want people to look at us and be like, oh,
Tourists.
they're tourists.
Yeah.
Because
Sloppy Americans.
People will say that because then you get treated like a tourist.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a definitive bonus to getting in places, to looking a certain way. Don't open your mouth, don't speak, but look European and you get in. And Renee said the same thing, sloppy Americans. This may be hard for people to hear, but once again, it's unfiltered, unadulterated truth. Europeans view Americans as very sloppy.
Yeah.
No one over there wears
athletic shorts and
Yeah.
sweats.
athletic shorts and sweats
pajamas and
But
Crocs.
if you're in athletic shorts and tennis shoes, you're literally working out.
Yeah.
So people over there, I would be dressed very normal in a button up and whatever. So it's not high society. It's just people really take a lot of pride in how they look. Everything. People would just go and be walking out in the street in a nice blazer, and a button-up shirt with some very classy jeans and some really nice shoes, and they're going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
They're not coming to and from work. They take fashion, especially in Italy, very, very seriously.
Yeah.
So if you're dressed normal, like, and we got to where you can always tell Americans traveling by two things. One, the way they're dressed, and two, how loud they are. So when you get on the train system, everybody's quiet.
Yeah.
It's like a Japanese or Chinese style a train system. It's everybody's on their phone. They're talking anything. Nobody's doing anything.
Right.
No one's talking, and they're not talking. They're not talking loud. Sure enough, 4 stops in, I didn't even notice it. I didn't even recognize it. And then boom. Oh, I don't know. And this is what I told her. I told her she could just do something different. And you're like, oh, Americans.
Even you guys were like, oh my God.
After a month, you start getting inside yourself where you're just like, oh, I know it's
And
Americans.
the funny thing is Italians are loud. They're
Yeah.
very like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
you can see, you know, like,
But
are they mad? Because you don't know what they're saying, right? So they're like, are
But
they
not
mad? Are
on
they yell? They're just,
public-
that's how they communicate.
Mhm.
But they there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not out in, I mean, they're very, or they're having their, out at restaurants. Everyone eats outdoors in the table and stuff like that. And they're talking and they're having a normal deal. But the people you can hear over everybody are the Americans. And it's not South. It's not North. It's just, we tend to, generally, and people may be listening. They're like, well, I dress. Yeah. I'm talking generalizations. A lot of Americans do not dress nice.
Mhm.
They dress slouchy when they travel, and they are loud.
Yeah.
And the reason I feel comfortable saying that is because we didn't look like Americans and we weren't loud. So the locals felt comfortable talking in front of us.
Yeah.
And when they would talk, they would say things like loud, sloppy American,
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You can only hear that so many times. They're like, are we really that bad? You start questioning, and then you start seeing and hearing, and you're like, oh, we are that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start noticing. And I think that's the thing. Like a lot of like when we would get stopped by locals and asked for directions.
Oh.
We're like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
sorry.
funny.
Yeah, like people would speak to us
Yeah.
in Italian, and
Of course,
Sorry.
of course, it would go
We're
just
like,
like
English?
this. They would go, excuse me, do you know what I'm saying? We're like,
in Italian.
in
though.
Italian. And
Yeah.
we're like, English? And they're like, oh, sorry.
Right.
Like they're almost like, I can't believe I just asked an American.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.